Yo, what's up, DEFCON? Back from the video. So, I recorded this Chien-Pao video. That's why you can kind of see that this 3709 is in this corner right here. I recorded this. It has no audio, so I'm going to just dub over it. And I'm joined today with Roach and Mo. Say what's up, guys.
What's up?
What's up?
Mo's here, too. He's a little quiet, but it's fine. This is the Chien-Pao list that we're going to play today. I cooked this up. It's got an extra Arceus line and then a Vulpix line to help out with that Guardy matchup, because Guardy's probably one of your worst matchups, so we're just gonna smack those guys up real quick. So I mean, this is the list. If you want the list, I'm gonna leave the paste bin in the comment section down below. If I don't leave it in the comment section, you can go on Twitter. It's at Steven Roach and yell at me.
That's
so
crazy.
We're just gonna scroll this over to like the first game.
Yeah, I need those views, bro. Get them up.
Sure. All right, so we're gonna play from right here. We can, pause and talk about stuff that goes on. Obviously, this is in retrospect, so we might know some stuff that we wouldn't know normally going into the game. So we win the die roll. Our hand is really good. We have double battle pass, heavy ball, rare candy, so we basically have access to our entire deck.
Yeah, it's a pretty good stop. Like, you just need water energy, but you have it because of the Chien-Pao, so your hand is like actually just kind of insane.
We even have a path bump.
It's hilarious how like the hand would be kind of terrible if you didn't have Chien-Pao inactive, because you'd just be like, damn, what do I do?
Yeah, and our opponent led the Scovit here, which is really nice. We hit the double Irida prize is kind of annoying, but hitting the arc off of the heavy is really good. Chat, should we chill?
Yes.
Oh, let me make this all full screen. Yeah. We're gonna use the VIP.
What was the matchup? I wasn't paying attention. So
I'm pretty sure it's like Arctina, yeah. So we know we're not going to use Vulpix in this matchup. It's not very good. And we do want to prioritize getting Bidoof down because our opponent's going to be Ioning throughout the game. So getting Bibarel down is really solid. I think here I just get another Frigibax probably. And probably Ninja. Yeah. Like, this is really nice because against Arceus, yeah, you can see me like hovering over these Frigibax. I'm pretty sure I was talking about how against Arc, you usually want to set up 2 because they are going to randomly like boss 1 throughout the game. So usually fine to set up multiples.
Hand's kind of mid though. Like, we're probably just gonna Iono next turn. Well, Iono path is pretty good, but his board is bad, so he needs like Arc DT or just like Arc plus energy drop, and he's like fine.
Yeah, unfortunately, 2 of our rare candies were shuffled to the bottom of the deck there, so it's pretty unfortunate.
Arc Doof, no attachment is really bad for him.
Yeah, going back to our turn, like the hand's kind of a brick, but we do have an energy in the discard pile, so I'm just basically thinking like, okay, is it ever worth just boss up the Bidoof and kill it? I think that's the play I end up doing because my opponent is really looking for cards here. Them getting the Scovit to 1 card is really bad for them. And then this creates a couple of turns for me at least to top deck something good, because this is basically going to be a top deck war. I can't use Chien-Pao's ability. I can't use my Ninja's ability. I'm hoping for like an Ultra Ball to get Bibarel.
Also, taking the prize here is good because you know you have 2 Iridas. You just whiff though.
Yeah,
even a water is fine because like a water you can just. Like, a water's fine because you can start pressuring the arc.
Yeah, our opponent top decks the DTE there, which is like super bad. But then for some ungodly reason, they evolve an Arceus VSTAR.
Okay.
Instead of going for the Trinity Nova.
Dude, the Nest dash into the nuts is crazy.
I think they just pass here, yeah. So
nice.
We have
nice
-4 path in play.
It's Arc,
nice
which
-4
is fine. So we top deck Arc. So if our opponent ever bumps their stadium to use the V-Star, then we have access again. The unfortunate thing is here is we do have 2 Irida's prize, so like the chances of top decking Irida are pretty low.
That's why I agree with taking the play there, because you know what you're like. You know what's in your prize card, so you know that like you have like a 1 in 3 chance of just grabbing Irida and being able to play.
It's like, I think here throughout the game, I'm just going, man, I'm praying my opponent doesn't hit an energy. I'm hoping like Iono was.
I don't know about that Arc bench with a Nest Ball. I think you would always just get Bidoof here if you're your opponent is kind of crazy.
I assume they just prized
You're
the
literally
other
just a
one.
top deck away from playing the game.
I assume they just prized the other one. This is pretty okay here. Yeah, we get Judge into energy, which is fine.
Pretty forgiving Judge here, yeah.
Because we get the Iono, so I mean, we're gonna be able to get a brand new hand, and then there's nothing that an Arceus can do to one-shot Chien-Pao.
Yeah, Chien-Pao got just enough HP.
No powerful energy in format, thankfully.
Yeah, just enough HP.
We see the Dark Energy revealed here, so now we know our opponent's playing like Umbreon, most likely.
So I think you just attach an Iono, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we're looking for the Stadium bump here, or like Rare Candy Backs, or like Bibarel. Yeah, kind of an hand. But this like gives us enough because we're able to put 120 on the Arceus, putting it in range of the V-Star on the bench. So if we're able to find an out to Stadium next turn, or like a Rare Candy, like an Irida's like a great top deck here because we can grab, you know, Rare Candy to start doing stuff.
Does your list play Vacuum in it?
This list does not play Vacuum.
For sure.
Which, I mean, I could definitely see, like, adding the Vacuum. You'd probably have to cut, like, something in the arc line, maybe just, like, one V-Star. But naturally drawing the V-Star is really nice.
So, Arc Tina Rayon, I don't think that's a combination I've seen before.
There was one that got top 64 at NAIC.
Okay.
We get Iono again. So, hopefully... You know, this one's a lot better. We get Irida switch Ultra Ball, which is really nice.
We can play the game.
Yeah, opponent's going to discard the Tina here, which I was surprised that that third Arceus wasn't a Tina, because if it was, I think our opponent would have had a much easier time winning this game.
I think he'd probably just like, because his arc's going to take 2, the next arc will probably... Or the Tina could like nuke the arc, and then all he has to do is just knock out the Chien-Pao.
Yeah, what's nice about that 120 though is now it puts it in range of this Arceus. So I think I'm looking for like a Stadium bump here. We get an Ultra Ball, so we're able to bench Chien-Pao, and then Ultra Ball into the Bibarel. So yeah, we're just hoping to rip this Stadium out here.
You need You either need Superior or you need Rare Candy off of this, I think, right? In hindsight, because like you have the backs theoretically in hand with the Ultra Ball, so you just need one of the two, so that way you can attack.
So what I did first here is I Irida for the Rare Candy backs first to give myself a higher chance of drawing the Stadium, because I know I want to hit that combo like either way, and since I'm playing like a higher count of them, I think this is okay because I can just draw more cards. I'm able to draw 4 here instead of the 3. Because if I rip Stadium here, like I'm just in there.
Yeah, and you rip the Stadium. But now you're like not attacking now. That's like the problem now.
No, I can, because you can collapse. I think I collapsed away Ninja, and then I use the V-Star for 2 water.
Oh yeah, I forgot you have the V-Star ability.
Which, I mean, it would have been nice to keep the Ninja.
Or you can grab
Nah, it's not
Superior
worth to grab Superior here. You just
I only have 3.
Yeah,
I didn't know. I thought you had more than 4.
Off like an Iono to 2. Because then with your top deck, if you have Superior in the game.
Kind of missing Bucket right now.
Yeah, Bucket was good.
Yeah, I'm super colding to the Arceus, and then we're going to be able to get a knockout here. So I'm looking at my opponent's board, and I go, well, they have nothing that can one-shot my Arceus, so I'm just going to accelerate to the active one, because it's going to put less pressure on me to get more water energy in my hand next turn to knock out his next Arceus with Chien-Pao. Because the only way my opponent gets a knockout next turn is if they boss up one of my one-prizers, which more than likely is going to be the
We still whipped an Irida. That's actually kind of crazy.
I mean, which is fine. We
saw the Irida in hand.
But yeah, more than likely, if they do boss up our Baxcalibur, it's fine because we have the Irida for another Baxcalibur Rare Candy. So it's not really a punishing play. If our opponent Iono's us, it's fine. We have the Bibarel, so we're in a really good spot here because we know no matter what knockout, if our opponent takes a knockout, it's fine because we can like reestablish. And if they don't take a knockout, they're just hitting into Arceus or Chien-Pao. and we are taking the knockout next turn, so we're gonna end up winning the prize trade because later we can just go and boss up the little squirrel on the bench and knock it out for the last prize of the game because
a good play for him
Collapsed
is
is
like,
already down.
a good play for him is like Umbreon up Bax and then like Iono to 3 or like
Yeah.
or something. That seems pretty strong here. That's probably like the correct line of play for him here.
Is it though? Because like we have like Bibarel and like one.
I mean, this is pretty good. If he, well, I mean, he can't do the play anymore now because he put Path in play. But like, if he boss up or like, so theoretically, you still have 2 Iridas and you played an Irida. So this is the only Irida in the deck, and it's getting put at the bottom of the deck. I mean, like, he could have just disrupted your hand though, but like, this doesn't matter.
It's fine though because we still have 3 Retrieval in deck because like we're seeing the 3 off the top and then whatever amount we draw with Bibarel. So we see 4 for turn and then get the Bibarel. So. Yeah, here I'm like, okay, I have double Ultra Ball in hand, so I know for sure that I'm going to be able to get this stadium in my hand. So I obviously have to set up the Chien-Pao or the Baxcalibur again. Zara's got bossed away. And then I think I thin out another Chien-Pao. Just looking at my resources I have, because I think I was going to grab the 3rd Frigibax, but then I realized it was in the prizes. So my goal this turn is to just power up 2 Chien-Pao so that it creates a checkmate scenario for my opponent. So it doesn't matter how many I attach next turn. Obviously, I already have 4 on the Arceus, so that's like a big step forward. So yeah, I'm able to attach a Chien-Pao, and I'm going to Ultra Ball away these other 2 cards. And then I think I just grab something. I think I grab the Arc and bench it just to thin it out of the deck. Because I know my opponent can't knock it out, so I don't want to bench something that's like free to knock out, like the Manaphy. Because I still have the other V-Star in deck to like wall up. And unfortunately I draw like a bunch of bricky cards. Like I just draw like 5 bricks. And it's probably just like me complaining in the video that like, oh my god, I had so many outs. Like I could have drawn any of the Retrievals, the Field Spell, or one of the what's the card? Skaters Park. I think I had like 2 more energy in deck, Superior. Like there's a bunch of cards to draw, but I mean this isn't like the worst thing ever. It's only really bad if our opponent like bosses up this Baxcalibur too. So yeah, I think I just pass here and go like, well, if you got it, bud. But I think my opponent was down 2 bosses at this point. So it's like unlikely that they have another one. Yeah, there's another Ultra Ball. We'll talk about this here for a second, so I'm gonna pause. First, I don't know what the logic was behind evolving this Umbreon to not get the ability. Maybe they were just scared it was gonna get knocked out, or maybe they just wanted something extra beefy set up.
It still dies to Chien-Pao though.
Yeah, like most things are just gonna die to Chien-Pao. Like this is 6 energy, I guess, instead of 5 like Arc. But I mean, still, I don't know if I would have wasted that there because usually. If I'm not attacking and then my opponent goes like boss Baxcalibur, they just kind of win the game. And yeah, I give them the Arceus here because it lives a hit against everything. And then be a judge, which is super okay with me because we have 5 bricks in our hand. And even Bibarel. Yep, and then we get Skaters Park and Superior, which is like exactly what we basically we get to just blow this thing away next turn. And the nice thing is, too, the Skater Park is going to let us retreat this Arceus out of the active for free. I think I don't have any energy in the deck. Yeah. Unfortunate, but it's fine. We still have another Superior. We have an Iono. We have a boss. We have a good amount of like playable cards in the deck. So, let's see. Not sure what I'm talking about here, but yeah, I'm going to go for the Superior, discard the Rare Candy back. It's pretty useless at this point. I'm going to get back those 3 energy cards. Now I can use my Baxcalibur to slap 5 on the board. So yeah, I'm going to just put a bunch of energy between both of my Chien-Paos, because I want to create a checkmate scenario this turn for my opponent, so that no matter what he knocks out, I'll still have enough damage to knock out with Chien-Pao. Then, yeah, I have an Iono. I can Iono my opponent to 3, which is pretty nice. Makes them lose a card and lets me put these like battle passes on the bottom of the deck, which are pretty bad at the moment. And yeah, I'm able to get an Arceus, which is really nice there too, because now it's not like an easy prize on the board for my opponent if they get Choice Belt, because all their Arceus has, they both have 3 energy, so they can potentially go Choice Belt knockout. And yeah, take one off the bench one there because I want the one in the active to keep the energy. And we blow up this Arceus, and we know for sure this time we're getting an Irida off the prize.
Yes, sir.
Which is crazy, right? Like, I took 4 prizes and none of them were Irida. I had 2 in the prize.
Yeah, so I think just 2 of them were there.
And so now, like, this turn, it would be really unfortunate if our opponent went boss up Baxcalibur. But I think we still win because we can attach to the bench one, hit him for 180, discarding all but the 1 on the active. And then the next turn, we just attach again and hit him for 120, and that's 300 damage. It's only annoying if they retreat into the Umbreon, because then we're forced to find boss to kill him. But I mean, it still should not be that bad. And then, yeah, the game is just like basically over here because I have the Irida. I had 2 in deck, so getting Iono to like a low number didn't really matter because we also have the Bibarel. Yeah, I can just get that super cold down. We're gonna Bibarel for some more cards. And we get the Superior Way, the Lumineon, and the boss. I could have bossed here if I was like being really funny. And I could have blown away the Umbreon just for like the super BM, but I mean at this point, like my opponent should just like scoop his cards up. Like he sees a Superior, I have a billion energy on the board. That's game 1. Goes pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good.
We're just gonna skip over to this next game. I think I only get 2 in this video because the games are like pretty long. And I do want to talk about the beginning of this next game because I do have a pretty bad misplay on like the first turn, which is good. Like if you're ever able to, like, if you have an okay computer and you're able to like record your gameplay, it's never a bad idea to just record your games and then like watch them over sometimes. That's like a big reason I like doing these videos too, is it's like educational for myself as well. I can like go back and watch a video and see like, oh, like maybe I could have done this differently, and it opens you to other like thoughts of play, which is really nice. And let's see, our opponent is gonna be playing the Urshifu deck that won NAIC. More than likely this is probably like that same 6 tier, pretty close to it. And they're gonna get a really solid start here. Double Inteleon, Remoraid, and Urshifu. And so I'm looking, and I think, so I don't end up grabbing the Arceus because I'm scared that he's going to knock it out with Urshifu, and that's such a big momentum swing, but my hand is pretty dead otherwise. So I'm like thinking, I was like, maybe I get the Frigibax, because if they boss kill my Frigibax, like I'm in a bad spot, or oh, it's because I led the Frigibax. If they Gale Thrust me, I'm in like a bad spot. So I got another Frigibax, but this was like kind of silly because now my hand's just kind of dead in the water. So I'm just looking like, this is probably a misplay. The Chien-Pao should have definitely been the Arceus V-Star, or the Arceus V. And if my opponent has like, you know, the Tower of Waters evolved boss, like I probably lose the game anyway. So I mean, I should have just gone with like the slightly riskier play.
Fun fact, I don't think Cyrus played boss in her list, so in hindsight that play is like unlikely. Oh, that's actually just not gonna happen. I don't know if Cyrus played rope. Did she? I don't know.
I'd assume probably. I think that
I know for a fact she didn't play boss, because that was like a big thing, I guess.
I don't think Urshifu really needs to play boss, but I mean, it's just like possible that people would put one in eventually. Yeah. I never rule it out entirely. So, okay, our opponent makes a big misplay here. So, let's go. Okay, so our opponent uses the rope to bring up Urshifu V, right? And then uses Ultra Ball, discard Clara and Tower of Waters to grab the Urshifu. So, the misplay that our opponent did here is that they should have evolved the Urshifu. So, instead of roping, they should have Ultra Balled away the Clara and whatever else is in their hand, played the Tower of Waters, and then retreated this Urshifu, because now that Urshifu did not go from bench to active while it was evolved. So now it's only going to do 30 damage. And the last card opponent's hand was a Karina, so they would have been so ahead here. It would have been very hard for me to make a comeback, because now instead of doing 150 damage, only doing 30. So yeah, I'm talking about it here. Like, they should have Ultra Balled away, Clara rope, and then played tower, and then retreated, and then used the Karina for 6, because they were so far ahead. Also, instead of Ultra Balling for the Urshifu, I'm sorry, they should have grabbed, yeah, right here, I'm like hovering over. They should have grabbed the Octillery, because then they could have used the Octillery, and then after they Karina, because if you Karina into the Urshifu, you can just evolve one of your Inteleons far ahead. But yeah, I top deck the Nest Ball, which is really nice here, because it's going to get me into a Greninja, because it's going to let me draw 2 more cards off the top of my deck. Obviously, I would have rather had an Ultra Ball there to grab a Lumineon, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers. And we draw Superior and an Energy. I think I just attach and pass. I mean, it's fine. Because our opponent didn't get that 150 down, my Chien-Pao isn't being threatened to get knocked out here. But my opponent for sure would have had a knockout this turn, because then this would have been an Octillery. It could have gotten like a tower to retreat this into Inteleon, and then my opponent could have evolved and hit me for the 140 attack to knock out this Chien-Pao, and then they basically win the game just looking at my board. Because it is pretty hard to knock out 2-3 prizers back to back. But the Iono here is really nice for us, because our hand is like okay, and this hand is also like just kind of okay. But we do have the Ultra Ball to get a Bibarel, which is nice as you deck thin a little more.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't really have a good attack here unless he gets tower and another. If he has to get like tower and Intel VMAX and the Rapid Energy, 30 is like whatever here. All right. Yeah, probably getting rid of those. Oh, he's not here. Is Bibarel prized?
It should be, right? There's no way I would like
not get Bibarel there.
Well, I'm gonna assume
you're
it's
God
prized.
anyway. You get Irida.
Yeah, I get a double Irida. I'm like insane with this game. Yeah, Bibarel's prized, or else I would have shown me there. So yeah, our opponent just picks the cards up. I get a third game surprise. I could have sworn there's only 2. So yeah, I'm gonna get to the third game. Our opponent scoops it up, because at that point we're probably gonna be able to knock out the Urshifu, and the game is basically over, because they're losing so much offensive pressure. Okay, so we're gonna go to this third game.
His hand is mid. His hand is mid, but we're getting some mollies though from
I mean, I'm happy. I'm gonna look at my hand. I'm like, okay, well, I opened V-Star. I have a Candy, so like, it's like one okay top pick away from being okay. One Irida, like one Ultra Ball, like makes his hand pretty good.
makes it like playable at least.
Nah,
Probably still not
as if you
good
can play
spot.
the game, your hand's good. That's always been my philosophy. There you go, boom, Ultra Ball. I can play the game now. I think I also talk about how in this list I'm playing the 70 HP Frigibax. You'll see what it is in a second. I'm like, oh, I'm playing the 70 HP. This should definitely be the 60, because in here I could have gone attach, retreat into Chien-Pao, get 2 more energy, and then pass. But yeah, I'm unfortunately playing the 70 HP one. I'm just reading this, like, can he kill me? And the answer is no, so I just attach and pass, because I'm saving the Ultra Ball just for, like, a Lumineon the next turn. I just pass. I go, nah, you can't kill me. You ain't got it like that. If this is Lost on Whimsicott or something, like, you got it, bro.
Bro, what is this, bro? Is this just like Guardy with a
it's Guardy with the one Whimsicott. Because the Whimsicott is like an answer to Vulpix, I guess, and then it can like slow down Arc.
But like, can't you just memory skip and gust around the Vulpix until the Vulpix is the only thing on the board and just memory skip it, and then they're like, oh, well, I can't do anything, and then you just blast it with like a reversal combo or something, like.
Or we just blast it with the V-Star ability. I mean, you don't play V-Stars. I mean, this isn't like the worst card you could play. It's like kind of cool. Because what is the big one? It stops you from playing tools and special energy.
I think something like that. Yeah, I think it's like a nerfed chaos wheel from Guillotine EX.
Oh yeah, I top decked the Irida because I'm him, so I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
I
here
can
we
like
go.
do stuff this turn. I mean, it's okay because you know I was able to. I had the Ultra Ball, so I was able to Ultra Ball for Lumineon, but this is a little bit better because I think here I grabbed like Baxcalibur plus like Nest Ball. Or at least I'm looking. I'm like, is there anything I can maybe discard? Maybe I can go for the Vulpix, but I don't want Vulpix to just get like cooked next turn. So I'm gonna just grab Nest Ball. Yeah, I think I just Nest Ball for like Chien-Pao. And the Rare Candy there is fine because I do have the Skaters Park. I'm not losing the energy. Thinking I was like, if you didn't put down the Manaphy, like I was in there, I could have just killed these two Raltses and like it would have been disgusting. I go for Shivery Chill. I'm able to get some more basics or some more basic energy here. And I think I'm gonna Ultra Ball them away for the Vulpix V, I think. Oh, maybe I don't. Oh, there we go.
I mean, it's like kind of hard for Guardy to kill you, especially like he only got one psychic in the discard pile. Like being able to do 240, so that means he needs 6 energy. Like that's like so unlikely. He has to draw so well.
Yeah, thankfully, I'm able
And
to
not
put the
having
early
access to
pressure down
Mew.
and knock that thing down is pretty good.
Yeah, killing the Mew is good because you severely limit like the amount of cards they see, so that way they're not putting together the candy combo to like get the Guardy EX alive or up and running.
What's nice here too is our opponent is going to go for memory skip more than likely because they promoted the Ralts, which means they're potentially having one out to Gardevoir into the next turn, which means if we can boss that one, it's really nice. It's unlikely but possible.
I mean, his hand looks like it's just dead. He went concealed and then refinement and just memory skip. Memory skip's also good because it forces you to have 5 energy instead of 6 now on the baby Guardy or an exhaustion. It was pretty good though here, knocking out with the Vulpix.
Yeah, having this Vulpix like in the active is so much pressure on our opponent because now they're forced to attack with it either with the Whimsicott V-Star, which means they're gonna have to put 4 energy on it. So like at worst, it's at 190 HP. Or yeah, at the healthiest, it's at 190, and if they have to do it 4 times, and they're at 170, which puts it in range of just 3 energy on a Chien-Pao. It would be kind of bad too if they blasted Baxcalibur, but it's like kind of okay because we have the Snow Mirage to just like put pressure and like it's tough for our opponent to do a ton to Vulpix. Like putting a Vulpix in the active against a Guardian attacking with it is just it's a lot.
Iono's pretty good for them here.
Iono's pretty solid for us too. Like our hand wasn't that great. We get Iono into a way better hand.
Yeah, I mean, you just didn't want to Iono their 2-card hand, for sure. Last turn. Fog. I mean, a sick play would be like bench Zacian, collapse stadium, vacuum away the stadium, bench Spear 2.
Yeah,
like evolving a Guardy EX.
Yeah, I think our opponent just goes to like sack the Ninja here, which is like pretty solid for them. They have a good amount of energy in the discard already, and Ninja's not doing too. Yeah, there's a Whimsicott.
So what does Whimsicott do again?
I'm pretty sure it's stadiums and special energy or something. Pools and special energy.
Ooh, the fluff ball might be a problem for you.
Yeah, that was out to Vulpix I was talking about, like the Fluff Ball V-Star. Like it's actually not that bad, right? Like in theory, you could like load it up with like 5 energy and bang on something for 300.
That's like yeah, it's like you only need 240, right? Because it's 60 times. Yeah, you just 4 energy, boom.
Blow up the Vulpix. Yeah, we can Starbirth here, and I think I end up grabbing like Boss's Order plus like another Frigibax. Yeah, in case they do want to shoot our our little dude. Yeah, and I grabbed the Nest Ball here. It's just like another card to thin out. It's a card you don't really want to get Iono'd into late game. So it's finally getting it out of the deck now. Thins 2 cards instead of... Or this within 3 cards now instead of 2. Just kind of looking at my deck, seeing, okay, this is kind of what's prized, what I have to work with. Thankfully, we do have the option of Irida and Iono next turn, which is really nice. Yeah, we're just going to cook one of these Curlios. Which is fine. It puts us on like a slightly more awkward prize trade. But if we knock out Whimsicott, then we're only going to be at 1 prize left remaining. So then, it's just another boss sorter. Rip your head off the prize. I prized a lot of Iridas throughout this video.
Yeah, Irida does not want to show up to work. Mo kind of looks like Whimsicott.
Yeah, low-key, kind of right. They have the same ears. Oops. I realize I'm watching a video. I'm not on live. I was going to click on it. I swear to God, that's like the one time I actually did it. I've been wanting to do it like the whole video.
That's funny. I mean, he's kind of struggling. He's just like not finding the EX.
Yeah, just like putting all that early pressure with a Pokemon that that they can't blow up with like Zacian or something is really nice. Because yeah, now even if our opponent wants to smack a bunch of energy on Whimsicott, it still puts them in a bad spot. Because we're going to just blow it up with Chien-Pao, or we could blow it up with Arceus, and then it's just really tough for our opponent to win the game. Because ideally, right, they go to under 200 HP, or 200 or less. But we promote Arceus, use the Arceus to blow up Whimsicott, set up another V Pokemon, probably just another Arceus V, and then we put 6 energy on the board, and then we just have, enough for Chien-Pao to come in and blow up whatever. Or we can boss up like something random. I was talking about here, our opponent played Super Rod and they put back like 2 Ralts and a Curlia. And on live, the animation is very poor to show that. It doesn't really show you what they put back. It just kind of does it, which is definitely poor game design. Because in a game where knowing your opponent's resources is huge, it's really annoying to just kind of guess what they put back.
Well, Clar does the same thing too. Like anything coming out of the discard pile that has to go to either the deck or hand is just like poorly coded.
Yeah, like on Dueling Book, which is like the Yu-Gi-Oh simulator, the unofficial one, there's like a log of everything that happens, which would be pretty nice. Our opponent knocks out Chien-Pao there, which is like a terrible play on their part.
I mean, it just gets revenged by Snow Mirage, and your Vulpix is healthy. Like that's just never the play, I don't think. But
well, no, it's 10 short. 160 plus 80 is 240.
Oh, I thought for some reason I thought I did 170.
But it's like fine because we're able to just attack with the Vulpix here, or with the Arceus here. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's probably fine.
Yeah, I grabbed the VIP because I want to thin it out of the deck because I have all these energy. So I'm able to retreat 1 off of the Vulpix to put that 4th energy in the discard pile. And then I'm able to Superior away Iono and Battle Pass. Because I know next turn I just want like another one. So because I was able to discard, I retreated and got the energy off of the Vulpix. I'm able to use the Ninja for concealed cards here. So it's pretty nice because that thins 2 cards out of my deck. And it gives me that rope for next turn. So if my opponent wants to attack with the Gardevoir, it's pretty unlikely they evolve into another Gardevoir. So the rope is like another out to win. And yeah, I'm able to put those 2 energy down. And I just, load up Vulpix. So I basically look at my opponent and go, look, if you knock out Arc, chances are I can knock out whatever's in your active. And if you knock out my Vulpix, it's the same thing. So it forces our opponent, we get double retreat over prize, which is insane. But this basically puts our opponents in a mini checkmate as well because they're forced to attack with Gardevoir. So they're probably not taking a meaningful knockout. Because everything else is just 2 fragile. It just dies at 4. So like even if they boss and kill a 1 prize, like it puts them so far behind. Like, our opponent can probably never win from this position.
Yeah, it's like very unlikely. Just having 2 attackers set up is just it's not enough. Especially with like the way that Gardevoir plays, like you're just damaging your guys when you're attacking. Memory skip is kind of a cool play, I guess, but it doesn't do anything because you just retreat and knock out with whatever.
Yeah,
with
so
the
here, even if our opponent Ionos us, like half of our deck is out to winning the game. Like Irida gets Rope isn't out, Boss isn't out, Lumineon's an out, Ultra Ball's an out.
Retreating is an out. Use retreat because you're at one prize. Like I don't think there's any attacker that is like good here. I think like his only play is attack with Gardevoir EX and hope for the best.
Literally pray.
Well, I mean, like you could like smack and then like best case scenario, like you smack back and then like he evolves into another one, collapses it away, cleans up the arc, and then tries to figure out how to kill the Vulpix, I guess.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. I'm just built entirely different. And boss's order and destroy this Ralter game with this Curly. Sorry.
Same thing.
Yeah, the thing gets cooked. And, you know, we go 3-0 in the Chien-Pao live. You know, need something light, little Chien-Pao.
Chien-Pao.
But yeah, that's basically the deck. Definitely something interesting, you know, is to like read up over the games and kind of get, you know, a second-hand look at the games. If there's any like misplays you did that could have been better, or you know, little things here you could have cleaned up and fixed. I feel like throughout most of that I played pretty clean. There was the one misplay with the Arceus that was definitely pretty big, but now I know in the future to not do that. So it's always a learning experience. It's not about playing perfect, it's just about playing as best as you can. Because no one plays perfect.
Yeah, no one ever plays perfect. And if they say that they do, they're lying.
Yeah, it's like really hard to play perfect 100% of the time, unless you're Shook Shiesty the God.
The only person that has Dun Sparse on their Limitless page.
Yeah, the GOAT. It's Idea's brother.
Sorry, Mo.
Thank you guys for watching. I don't know what happened to Mo, but I had to throw a shot at him because he's gone. Go follow Roach on Twitter at the Steven Roach. I'll put it in the description if I remember.
Gang.